Hey everybody, Sol here. I have only one rule here. If it's animated, I'll comment on it. And it's finally my favorite month out of the year. It's October, the month where there's a solemn chill to the wind in the air, where the night overtakes the day in length, and the corpses of the summer leaves rain down on us like a gigantic red and orange genocide. And to cap it all off, this magnificent month ends with the greatest of holidays, Halloween, where everyone gets to run around dressed like morons, demanding candy from strangers and getting blasted off their ass on every orange liquor known to man. I mean, what's not to love? And because I love this month so, it only makes sense to me that I would do a gigantic marathon of Halloween movies. Because I don't want this month just to be one day, I want it to be one whole big month of awesomeness. So, we're gonna start off this month of awesomeness, this macabre month of darkness, with a look at Monster House. I can't fucking wait! Okay, so let me just grab my history book here, and, where's my history book? It's actually been a while since I used it, you know, being possessed and killed and then brought back to life and everything. Oh, what? Well, there it is. Alright, okay. Well, let me just find Monster House. Oh! What the fuck was that? Ah! Jesus! Ugh! Oh, was that? Huh. I wonder if that's what the Alpha and Omega was talking about.
But take heed, Sol. The body you will return to has been corrupted by the entity that killed it. You may find that you can do things that you couldn't before.
Huh. Alright, well, let's see how this supposed power works. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, this is fucking sweet. I can see all the knowledge of the history book flashing before my mind. It's like being in a library but on crack. Alright, okay. So, Monster House is a CG movie produced by the dream team of Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg. It was directed by Gil Keenan and distributed by Columbia Pictures in 2006. The movie was the second CG movie to primarily utilize motion capture on its actors, the first being The Polar Express, also produced by Zemeckis. The movie went on to be nominated for an Academy Award, but lost to Happy Feet. Jesus. God. It's gonna require some practice. That really takes a lot out of you. You know what? You know, this scenery doesn't really seem appropriate for a giant movie marathon. Here, let me try something here. Yeah. I think that works better. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's grab our little fun-sized chocolate bars, let's get our spooky masks all together, and let's grab our hollowed-out skulls of dead orphans as we take a good look into Monster House. So, this movie's plot is sort of like taking a traditional ghost story and forcibly mating it with Rear Window. I'll just let that mental image sink in for a bit. Right, so the plot revolves around DJ, a 12-year-old kid who spies on his creepy neighbor, Mr. Nevercracker, who always yells at kids to get off his lawn. Things take a turn for the worst when DJ and his friend Chowder accidentally give Mr. Nevercracker either a heart attack or a stroke. They never say. And he leaves his creepy-ass house behind. The house has its own secrets, because it turns out the house is actually a monster house! Ah! That's startling to only anybody who couldn't read the title of the movie! Ah! Well then, our young heroes DJ, Chowder, and a brainy girl named Jenny go to investigate the marauding manor and try to stop its attack before it eats all the trick-or-treaters coming in for Halloween night. The plot sorta has me on the fence. Well, it isn't really original or anything. I won't lie and say that it didn't give me more than a few genuine twists to the formula that are most welcome. But a lot of the times, it feels like it doesn't go quite far enough with its ideas. But, well, how are the characters? Well, DJ is the hero, I guess, with a face that looks like someone ran over a young Freddie Highmore with a steamroller. He's just sort of your typical boy on the cusp of puberty who seems fairly normal. Oh, except for the fact that he spies on his neighbor like a fucking stalker and is weirdly obsessed with everything he does. Dude, get some hobbies. ones that don't involve illegal surveillance. DJ, to me, is kind of just a blank slate type of character. He's not bad or annoying or obnoxious or anything, but in saying that, he doesn't leave too big an impression on you. Sure, he's brave and quick on his feet, but those traits don't hold up a whole movie, kid. Then there's Chowder, DJ's friend, and maybe only friend by the looks of it, who helps DJ spy on his neighbor. Chowder is a little awkward and a wee bit immature. Oh, I seem to have misplaced his other character traits. Oh, that's all of them? Alright then. Chowder is probably the funniest character out of everyone, but still, he too is lacking in definable traits. There's also Jenny, a smart girl who comes to DJ's house to try and sell some Halloween candy. She gets caught up in the whole house debacle when the house tries to eat her. Again, she's just smart. There's not much else to say about her. In fact, these three, when you put them together, they're starting to look familiar. You've got the strong-willed male lead who knows something's up, you've got the somewhat wimpy and whiny best friend, and the brainy, kinda snobbish girlfriend/love interest. Who could I possibly be thinking of?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Well, anyway, let's move on now and talk about what makes this movie good. Well, talk about a movie that completely shattered my expectations. When I first heard the title of this movie and saw the poster, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so bog standard. The title of the movie is just uninspired, bordering on just being lazy. But I rarely see something absolutely terrible come out of Amblin Entertainment, and this is no exception. It reminds me of another movie that I shunned based on its title, but found something great inside when I watched it, and that would be Paranorman. In fact, this movie has a lot of similarities with Paranorman, but that may just be a coincidence. The writing in Monster House is much smarter than I expected, with basically none of the dialogue feeling inorganic or forced. It all feels very natural, with the kids sounding like kids, the teenagers being appropriately snarky and sarcastic, and the parents being, well, gone. Plus, it's a hell of a lot more atmospheric than I would have guessed, especially inside the actual house. It never once feels genuinely scary, yeah, but there are a few moments that might creep you out on your first viewing. And even the mystery's executed pretty well, with some nice pacing and competent build-up. Honestly, I really am surprised at the level of quality here, but that's not to say this movie isn't without its bad things. I think the biggest problem with this movie is that the house itself, while it is very well designed and it's fun to see it put itself back together after an attack, I just wish it was a bit more subtle. After all, the dialogue is fairly subtle, the atmosphere is subtle, and the characters are kinda subtle, so why is this house like a fucking fireworks display in a lion cage teetering over the edge of a cliff made of dynamite? You could say it's creating contrast between the calm suburban atmosphere and the craziness of the attacks, but it's honestly just jarring. Also, speaking of suburban atmosphere, where the hell is everybody? This neighborhood is more empty than the fucking Danger Mouse cartoon. Nobody comes running when the house comes alive and starts doing things like this. Nobody shows up when there's a massive explosion in their backyards. Isn't that so goddamn strange? And just like in Alpha and Omega, since this movie was shown in 3D, that means it's full of very, very obvious 3D gimmick scenes. I'm slightly more forgiving of this movie's gimmick scenes because it is intended to be a scary movie, but it's just a constant annoyance when every other scene is shot at a weird gimmicky angle, or they do a whole bunch of distracting wide-angle shots, or have shit purposely flying towards the screen. 3D has never been immersive when used in this way, so I don't know why people still do it. It's fucking annoying! Also, in terms of the plot, I said that it doesn't go quite far enough with its ideas, and I mean that in that it definitely has the build-up for a creepy, if not downright frightening experience, but it instead decides to go for the cartoony route instead and ruin it. I won't spoil the ending since it is a mystery, but the resolution probably won't please anyone except smaller children who only want a happy ending. Monster House is a movie that looks generic and bland with the most cursory of glances, but if you take the time to open its doors and take a peek inside, then you'll find some nicely decorated, if not slightly bare-bones furnishings that may give your wee babs a scare, but can still be entertaining for adults too. It's a movie with much more than it appears, and it should haunt everyone's house this Halloween. I give Monster House
3 eyes out of 5.
So, Monster House. Is it watchable? Definitely way more so than I was thinking, yeah. Is it enjoyable? Well, the first time around, absolutely, yes, but, well, it's hard to say if it's going to be as enjoyable the second time around since, you know, the mystery and everything like that. I would watch it again, but I am far too busy for that. Is it memorable? honestly, even though it had a dream team behind its production and it was nominated for an Academy Award, it seems like this movie never makes it onto people's top 50 Halloween movie type things. But honestly, I think it's time for that to change. It's a good movie. It should be on their people list because, you know what? It's got spooky moments, it's got everything it needs to in a Halloween movie, and it's got Halloween in it. What more can you ask for? So, I hope you enjoyed this first movie in our big-ass Halloween marathon, and stay tuned for more Halloweeny goodness! Hey everybody, thanks for watching my review of Monster House. I just have a quick thing to note here. There's a charity drive that my oldest brother has started up called The Long Ride for Dad, which is dedicated in memory to my father, Kevin George Charman, who passed away from kidney cancer on July 18th, 2012. My oldest brother is going to be riding from Montreal, Quebec, stopping off in Vancouver, British Columbia, and riding to Ushuaia, Argentina, which makes this trip a total of over 30,000 kilometers, and he'll pass through 15 different countries along the way. His ride has already started now, but he's still accepting donations for the charity, which all go directly to kidney cancer research, and all the donations are tax deductible. Even if you don't donate to the cause, I urge you to follow the link in the description as well as on the screen and check out the story of the charity and my father's story as well. Any and all support and donations are greatly appreciated. Thanks again. Want to stay up to date with the latest EyeofSol news? You can follow me on Twitter as well as Facebook too. I always try to update them as much as I can. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my review of Monster House. I hope you liked it. We got 4 more Halloween related movies to come. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can click the links playing in the video right now, or if you want to follow my various social media platforms, there's links on the screen there for you, as well as in my description. I have a Twitch channel, Twitter page, and my Facebook fan page as well. Plus, if you have an idea for an animated series or movie you want me to comment on, you can leave me a message in the YouTube comments on any one of my social media platforms, or just let me know in any way you can think of to let me know what you want to see, and I will add them to my list. Alright, thanks again for watching everybody, and I will see you for next week in the spooky month of October.